what I'm trying to get at is it's such an important thing, because as soon as you believe in yourself that you can do it, or that someone else can do it and has done it, then it rubs off on you, and you go out and you can do these things. Like, the person that says they can't and the person that says they can are both normally right, or both typically right. The delusional self-belief of, I am that person to do X, Y, and Z. I am going to run a sub 3-hour marathon this year because I am that guy. And if that also means that you look at someone else and you go, they've done it, and you go, fuck it, I am that as well, and I'm going to do that, I'm going to be them, and I'm going to be better, and I'm going to go out and do it. There's been something I've been wanting to talk about for about a week now, or something that's been really, really prominent and on my mind for the past week. And that is self-belief, or even to an extent, delusional self-belief. And I think some people don't necessarily understand. Actually, that's wrong. I was going to say some people don't understand what that is and how powerful it can be, but I think everyone has an experience of what I'm about to share. And that is like having such a strong self-belief, whether that's, in yourself or in someone else, like that really rubs off on you. And so I'll give you a personal example from myself, and then an example which is in regards to the sub 4-minute mile, which was broken, I think like decades ago. But basically, for me, and what I'm really starting to understand more this week is my own belief is really important when it comes to every session and every time I go out to do something, because if I don't actually believe in myself, then it just kind of rubs off like a small kind of like chink in my armor, or chink in your armor, in a sense of, it just rubs off, and you don't put in a little bit of effort, you just don't try, and slowly but surely you kind of start really strong with your willingness to do something and your motivation for it. And then as time carries on, if your self-belief isn't more invested in it than you are, then slowly but surely you just kind of wear down, and you just don't really want to do the sessions, you don't really want to work out, you don't really want to do it. And I felt that recently with myself as I've been going into sessions, not really looking forward to it, not really wanting it. And I think the biggest thing is by having that self-belief, or having that belief in yourself, going into every session, you're going to go, okay, cool. Like, I'm here to smash it. Anyway, so a better example of this, hopefully that's made sense, but a better example of this is the sub 4-minute mile. I don't know off the top of my head, but there was a guy that was saying, I think it was broken, decades ago, probably 20 years ago. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments, but the point is that they said that the sub 4-minute mile, your body cannot handle it. Your heart will, explode. I may be over exaggerating. Basically, they said it's physically impossible for someone to do it. And then there's this guy that goes out and does it, breaks it, and everyone's shook. And then I think within the next like 3 months or something, there's a plethora of athletes that go on and break the 4 minute mile. And so it's such an important thing that what I'm trying to get at is it's such an important thing, because as soon as you believe in yourself that you can do it, or that someone else can do it and has done it, then it rubs off on you, and you go out and you can do these things. Like, the biggest thing for me, and I hope one day to be this for someone else, but you look at someone like Nick Bare, you see he looks like a strength athlete or a bodybuilder, but then he goes out and he runs, sub 3 hour marathons, sub 3:40 marathons, goes out and does these amazing feats of endurance and athletic feats of strength. And it's not that, like, his self-belief has to be so strong that he believes in himself so much that, I am going to be the person that does that. And I can't tell you enough on how many times where I've thought to myself, you can't do that because X, Y, and Z, you're too big, you're too slow, this and that, and everything, and it just comes up with a whole bunch of different excuses for why I can't do something. But then I go, okay, well, if I can't do it, then who can? And who can I lean on? Who can I lean on who has done that before? And for me, that's been Nick Bare. Seeing him do all those things, it's going, you can be really big, you can be really strong, you can be basically jacked and do massive endurance events. And so that's what I'm trying to get at here. And I really hope someday that I can be, I guess, the inspiration for someone and go, I've seen Josh Everett, run a sub 3 hour marathon, also remain looking like a strength athlete, or remain really quite strong and vascular and whatever. And I really hope someday I can be that for someone. But that is at the core what I'm trying to get at with the self-belief. And so my personal experience for this is, I was having a chat with a friend the other day. We went for a run, we sat down and got coffee, and he asked me, we just got on the conversation of how did you do the sub 3 hour marathon last year? And I said to him, I just kind of wanted it. Like, I had a lot of people say that I couldn't do it, and nothing against this person, but my coach, I had a coach for that short period of time. I think I had a coach for maybe 12 weeks or 18 weeks leading into the marathon. And my coach said to me, you need to stop training legs. You need to lose some weight. You're too big. You're too heavy. If you want to run that quick, you got to lose some weight and kind of switch up your training and do this differently. And nothing against him. He was an from my understanding, it's a bit of an old fashioned kind of way of looking at training and seeing what typical marathon or endurance athletes should look like. He was that, like, he was I'm not too sure, maybe 60 kilo guy. He was a very good marathon runner. But he wasn't open to what I was capable of. Anyway, the point is I had such a strong belief, and I will also mention I had a bit of, I guess, insecurity as well at the time with doing it, and I really wanted it, but I had such a strong belief at the time, and I was determined. Every session and every day I would wake up and I go, I have to hit these times. I have to do these sessions, because if I want to run a sub 3 marathon, I need to do this. And all of the limiting things, like each session I would, the intensities and the efforts that were needed to be done were, to be honest, probably beyond me. Like, I don't believe that I was necessarily in the shape to run a sub 3 hour marathon, but on the day I rocked up and I just wanted it, and there was nothing that was going to stop me from getting it. I never fully went into a breakdown of the sub 3 hour marathon effort, and I should, but I haven't yet. But basically the pace has caught up to me at 20 Ks in. I thought I had banked time and I didn't. And I sat with the with the sub 3 hour marathon group for 20 Ks, and from 20 Ks in, it sucked. And I didn't feel like I belonged to be there because it was such a quick pace. And that marathon was one of the hardest things I've done to date. But I wanted it. And there was, and that's the thing is when I would go into every session, it was, you gotta hold on, and you gotta take this, and you gotta hold on, and that's all, and that's it. There was no ifs or buts. It was full stop. You gotta hold on and ride it out. And so that's what I'm trying to emphasize here is, if you want it bad enough, all of the external factors of if I can or why are removed, and you just got to do it. Anyway, I think I've went a bit off topic here. Something I've noticed in the past week or so is belief. Believing in myself is something that carries you through when you go out to do something. And I think it's one of the biggest things that will carry you through when you go out to do something hard. If you don't believe in yourself before the event or before doing it, it's going to be tough. If you decide during that you believe you can do it, it's a little bit harder to carry. But if you go into something believing that you can do it, believing that I'm going to smash this session, I'm going to hold these paces, I'm going to like, I am just going to do it, and no excuses about it, no ifs or buts. If you go into something with such a strong belief, and even if that's delusional from looking from the outside in, as long as you believe in it, then I think you can do anything. So yesterday, for example, I went into my session, my ride, telling myself, all right, I'm gonna hold this pace for this time, and I'm gonna do it. And it gets to a point where I'm like, oh, maybe not me, maybe not today, maybe I just can't do it. And then I think to myself, well, that's not true. That's bullshit. I start thinking of, all right, well, I've seen this person do it. I've seen all these different people do the same efforts, if not better. And I'm like, well, why not? Why not me? And then I'm thinking, all right, well, if I want to achieve the goals I want to achieve, then I got to hit these efforts. And I am that person. So it's the delusional self-belief of, I am that person. I am that person to do X, Y, and Z. You know, I am going to run a sub 3 hour marathon this year because I am that guy. And if that also means that you look at someone else and you go, they've done it, and you go, fuck it, I am that as well. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to be them, and I'm going to be better, and I'm going to go out and do it. And so, yeah. Oh, look, I don't know if any of this is going to make any sense. So if I was to round this up, I would say be delusional. Just believe in yourself, whether that is a delusional self-belief. You should do it. You have to back yourself more than anyone else. And if that means that you look outwards and you look at other people and you go, they can do it, then internalize that and go, well, if they can do it, I can as well. Irrelevant of your current ability, your current situation, because I think if you believe so deeply to your core that you can do something, then of course you can. And I always think about this constantly whenever I'm training. It's the person that says they can't and the person that says they can are both normally right, or both typically right. If you believe you can't do it, then yeah, when it gets a little bit tough and a little bit uncomfortable, you are just gonna give up. And I hate to be the one that says all the cliche things, but I think once you find how to use your brain and use your like your belief system in your head, that you can do things and that you can go out and you can really, I don't know, break the barrier, or really do all of these kind of game changing things, then yeah, you're gonna be able to go out and do it. And I think it has to come from you, and it can start off from you know, external motivation coming in, but once you harness that internal belief, or even harness that internal delusional self belief, then I really do think that you can do it. And I hope someday that I can be that for some people. They can look at me and go, Josh Everett has done X, Y, Z. He doesn't look like, he doesn't fit the build, he doesn't fit the mold. But I believe that if I can be that for people, if I can be the source of belief that they can do something, then I'm gonna ride it till the cows come home, I guess. Ride it till the horses come home. I have no idea. Anyway, if I know that when I go into a session, if I'm not already believing in myself that I can do it, then it's going to be a tough time. And so trying to take a step back, reframe, and just be aware of my own beliefs in the moment has been huge for me. Like if I can catch myself being unwilling or unbelieving in myself, then I try and shut that down as quickly as I can, because it's just not productive to moving forward for me. It's something that's always I try and be aware of, is taking a step back and going, am I being a negative voice? Because that's what it is. If you can have something, if you can have your head in your corner at all the time, which is really, really tough. I do get that. I have that as well. It's really tough to be in your own head and also be on your own side, because you're always critiquing yourself, which is tough. Oh, I have no idea how to talk to a camera, by the way. This is crazy. I feel like I've just went in circles. I don't even know if I could use this. Delusional self-belief is what we're it's the end of the game.